Welcome to the Pivotal Point with Dwayne Barnes, the space where we reclaim power through presence and truth becomes a bridge to healing. Today I want to talk about strength, not the kind we were taught to admire growing up, not the kind that's about flexing muscles, biting down, or pushing through pain just to prove you can take it. No. I want to talk about real strength. Because for most of my life, I thought strength meant grit, endurance, holding my breath, and surviving whatever storm showed up. I thought being strong meant being a fighter, like a boxer in the ring, ready, guarded, swinging back every time life threw a punch. And for that, people called me strong. They looked at the battles I faced, loss, abandonment, abuse, rejection, and all the quiet moments of despair. And they said, "Wow, you're so strong." But here's the truth. I wasn't strong. I was enduring. I was surviving. I was at war with everything that hurt me. And yes, endurance has its place. Survival deserves its respect. But the strength I now know, spiritual strength, it looks very different. You see, what I've come to understand is that real strength isn't about resistance. It's about balance. It's the quiet, calm courage to let go. It's saying, I don't have to push today. I don't have to control every outcome. I don't have to fight every battle. Real strength is choosing peace. It's choosing to breathe when your ego wants to argue. It's walking away with grace instead of staying to prove a point. It's being able to say, I trust the process. It's learning to let life move through you instead of constantly trying to manage and fix or overpower it. And that kind of strength, that's divine. That's healing. That's freedom. When I think about this kind of strength, one man who comes to mind is Nelson Mandela. Mandela spent 27 years in prison. Not for a crime of violence, but for standing against a system that dehumanized his people. And he had every reason to come out better. He could have been vengeful. He could have been ready to fight fire with fire. But instead, when he was finally released, he chose forgiveness. He chose restraint. He chose reconciliation. And that decision, that was strength. Not the kind that crushes enemies, but the kind that brings nations to their knees in awe. He once said, as I walked out the door toward the gate that would lead to my freedom, I knew if I didn't leave my bitterness and hatred behind, I'd still be in prison. Now tell me that isn't strength. That's not weakness. That's not softness. That's power under discipline. Spirit over ego. And that's the kind of strength I aspire to now. And another powerful example of spiritual strength is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I mean, here was a man who faced death threats, constant surveillance, betrayal, and physical violence. And yet he never let his soul be hardened by hatred. Dr. King chose nonviolence as a strategy, yes, but also as a sacred practice. He believed in the strength of love, the courage of forgiveness, the power of faith over fear. And he once said, "We must learn to live together as brothers or perish together as fools." And he lived that truth with every speech, every march, every sleepless night spent wrestling with the weight of the movement. That was strength. To keep loving in the face of hate. To keep marching toward justice when the road was paved with danger. To let God guide his heart when everything around him screamed for retaliation. That kind of strength changes the world. For me, the moment I began to heal deeply was the moment I stopped trying to outmuscle my pain. I stopped gripping. I stopped holding. I stopped performing strength. And I started living it. I started letting go. Accepting the things that showed up in my life. And yes, I had to grieve. I had to cry sometimes. I began to allow emotions to rise. I started saying more and more, this hurts, this hurts, this relationship hurts, this career hurts, this family at times hurts, it hurts, this hurts without shame. And in that surrender, I found peace. I found clarity. I found the kind of strength that doesn't roar, but radiates. I'm not saying I'm Nelson Mandela or Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. at all, but what I'm saying is I have began to apply their mentorship in my life, and I have found a peace and clarity that I've never possessed in my life. So if you're listening right now and you've been told you're strong because you've survived hell and high water, let me ask you something. Are you strong, or are you just surviving? And what might happen if you let go? What might happen if you trusted the storm to pass without having to hold up the sky by yourself? That, my friend, could be your pivotal point. If this episode moved you, please share it with someone else who might be carrying too much. Subscribe, leave a review. Let me know what strength looks like in your life. And if you're ready to go deeper into this kind of work, the kind that frees your body, mind, and soul, visit me at authordwaynebarnes.com and learn about the Courage to Be Freedom Coaching. Because you deserve peace. You deserve balance. You deserve a life that doesn't require constant resistance. You deserve to let go. And that, my brother, my sister, my soul family, that is strength. Let's carry the spirits of Mandela and King with us. Let's remember that real strength isn't about who yells the loudest, but who listens the deepest. Let's walk through life not trying to dominate, but to heal. Let's choose to be softer, not just for our own peace of mind, but for the peace of the world. Until next time, keep breathing, keep choosing softness, and keep finding your way back to yourself. This is the pivotal point. With love and the courage to be, Dwayne Barnes.